Boom. And yes, just like clockwork, we are back, America. That's right. It is a wet my whistle Wednesday. Law Dog in the hizzy, wearing his AR-15 shirt. Love the shirt, but as someone who can't stand the Lakers, that's pretty smooth. I got to give him credit. And yes, and to be fair, I've got Magic and Bird, the guys that saved the league, over my shoulder. Rip is in the hizzy. Missed Big Body Brunson. He's got some things to answer for. Actually, they do.
Don't forget about Jobu. He always.
Well, Jobu is Jobu.
I mean,
Jobu is the center.
I know we're talking basketball, but
Jobu is Jobu.
He is the centerpiece.
You can't have this show without Jobu.
Just don't drink his rum.
Now, do not touch Jobu's rum. I'm telling you, right, there's a reason why there's no rum on this counter. Because I know this group, and we'd be dumb enough to do it, and then one of us get hit in the head with a fucking rake or something, and or get run over by a mail truck. Anyway, it is I don't disagree. Law Dog in the hizzy. The highly questionable. The redoubtable one is going away on a guy's trip to the Outer Banks. We wish him well this weekend, and we hope he comes off the fence. See, this is the thing. This is the group that'll push him over the edge.
We just got to nudge him. It's summertime.
It'll be gummies and cocktails.
Beautiful day.
It'll be gummies and cocktails all week on the Outer Banks, all weekend long. If he comes back Sunday and tells me he did nothing, I'm going to be very disappointed. I'm not going to lie to you.
I won't be mad at him. I understand.
I'll be disappointed. You don't see your boys that often. If you're going to do this, do it right. You better be packing some gummies. If somebody better have some of the Jesus, better have it. So, but don't worry, we will find Yoda and Pipey all between takes here. But this is going to be segment 1, NBA recap. The Lake Show got off the mat last night, a game they had to have. Let's make no mistake. Had they gone down 0-2,
that'd have been tough.
That'd have been tough. But they got the split. They go back to Minnesota. Now look, LA did something I didn't know they had in them, and I got to give them credit. They got physical. I mean, they got physical.
Yeah.
They got Orlando Magic physical. Because Orlando's known for this. By the way, Orlando was number 1 in the league, by the way, in points allowed per game defensively, and they're number 1 in terms of 3 points. So they're one of the best defensive teams in the league. So Boston's earning these wins. But LA got Orlando on Minnesota last night, and it worked.
It did.
And I was impressed because I didn't know LA had that in them.
From the jump.
So from the jump, they were in their jock. They were physical. They were borderline dirty. But that's what you got to do.
Well, these playoffs have been a lot about not really the star players. They've been about a lot of the guys off the bench.
The others. The
unsung heroes.
The others.
Right?
They call them the others.
Gabe Vincent last night was just outstanding off the bench defensively. He was just. LeBron at 40 playing defense like that, pretty impressive. You could tell at the end of the game they got a little worn out.
I think everybody knew what LeBron and Luka were going to do. The question was the others. What were they going to do? And for one game anyway, the others stepped up and helped those two out. And they're going to need more of that because this is going to be a dogfight. Let's be clear here. Because as bad as Minnesota looked, they were down 9, down 8. Every time they got close, they'd fuck up or do something. But LA held them off, held them at bay, and it's 1-1 going back to Minnesota. But I was impressed with LA's adjustments. I was impressed with their physicality.
Yep.
Because I didn't know that they had that in them. Minnesota is like Orlando West. They're known for that. That's their calling card, like it is Orlando's. So for LA to man up and meet that was necessary. That was impressive. Yep. So I give them credit for that. At least for one game they did it. They got to do it again, though, because that team's not going away.
Well, listen, it was a monumental, historical effort in Game 1 with Minnesota hitting 21 threes.
That was a record for them, yes.
Right. And so, and when I went back and watched the replay because everyone was saying, the Lakers don't play defense. That's why they lost. But truth be told, when you're taking shots from the circle and the logo and you're making them, I don't see a point to play defense. Nas Reed, I don't know, what is it about his shot where he's like literally throwing it like that? They were making the fat kid rec league shots.
They were.
And I say that, he knows what I mean. But
yep, I do.
The random toss up off the glass, they were making everything. Look, they weren't going to lose that night. But
they weren't, but I don't think. That's not their calling card.
That's not something.
But I do know that's not what they do. But the reality is, when the Celtics hit 23s or more, they're 30-1.
Yep.
So you don't. If you're going to hit 23s, you're probably not going to lose that night.
I was saying
to his point.
If they hit 21 threes every game,
you're not going to win.
They're probably going to win it all.
They're probably going to win it all. Or they're going to run into Boston, okay? Who
can equally hit
as many as they can.
Yep.
But no, that was not the norm for them. The thing that was not normal also is that Anthony Edwards did not score a lot. For 2 games, LA has held him pretty much in check. Because he had 9 assists, that was great. But he had 22 points. He has yet to explode. And I think J.J. Redick deserves some credit here. Because he's thrown a couple of different looks at him. And I don't know who the Minnesota head coach is, but he's got to figure out a way to get him off. Because if LA is able to keep him under 25 a game, Minnesota can't win this series.
Well, they're putting Vanderbilt on him. They're switching up, giving him different looks.
This is what they're doing to him what the Celtics do to people. They're throwing 2 and 3 different bodies at him in the course of a game. They're wearing him down, or they're just not letting him get into a rhythm, which is the big thing. Because he led the NBA in three-pointers made. That is his calling card. You know how many threes he's made in this series so far in 2 games?
Would he make 2 yesterday?
Only 2 yesterday. I think he made 2 in the.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not very many. 4 or 5.
Below, he usually
Chris Finch, by the way.
Yeah, he's making about or a little less than half of what he makes in a game. Yep. So LA has taken him off the 3-point line, and that's smart because that's what he does.
So you have to expect that he's probably going to have one of those.
Well, if this is the thing about the playoffs. This is what I love about the NBA playoffs, and it's like it's a game of adjustments. Minnesota knows what we know.
Of course. So
the question in Game 3 is, what's Minnesota going to do? Or try to do anyway to free him up. And this is where J.J. Redick knows, all right, look, we got to mix it up again because they have the tape on this shit. The coach is going to look at the tape and go, all right, we can't do this. That's not working. We can't do this. They're going to find ways, and this is where the chess match comes into play. So J.J. Redick now has to anticipate, all right, well, what are they going to try to do to free him up?
Right.
Okay? So because they're not going to do this because we're ready for that. They're not going to try this. What are they going to do? This is where the coaching does matter.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to see how good J.J. Redick is because I would be shocked if he's not taking 10 threes a game in the next 2 games in Minnesota. Right. I'd be shocked if he's not getting 10 up a game.
I've been impressed with Luka, too. I mean, both games, Luka's come to play.
Luka's played great. Luka beat them last year.
Yep.
He was the difference last year. He had Kyrie, now he has LeBron.
And he kept getting the switch he wanted on Rudy.
Oh, my God. Rudy Gobert is an embarrassment. I swear to God.
He just can't guard Luka, you know.
But the thing is, offensively, he gives you nothing.
Yeah.
Like, how can you be that tall and that big of a stiff? Like, where you can't post up on the block and shoot a jump hook.
He's a guy that's going to get you like 10 and 14 a game, right? Like, that's kind of what I look at.
All a guy that tall has to be able to do is catch the ball on the block and turn and shoot a jump hook. Because there's nothing anybody can do about it. Right. He doesn't have to dribble. He doesn't have to put it below his shoulders. Go watch Kevin fucking McHale. Hall of Fame career. He would never put the ball below his shoulders. He would split double teams. This guy's bigger than him. He can't even catch the ball down there on people your size.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous.
It's
I'm
crazy.
like, Kevin McHale would kill to get Draymond Green on him, let alone someone like me or Lawton. Okay? So this guy can't even handle a 6'2 guard down there. He puts the ball down. It's like, who coaches this guy? Like, if you're that tall and you're going to run screen and roll, all right, he doesn't shoot, fine. But he's going to roll to the basket, so it's going to create a switch if it's a guard to big screen, right?
Yeah.
So common sense tells you he needs 2 moves. Two moves, and neither one involves a dribble.
Yeah.
This is not laser eye surgery.
Minnesota wasn't cutting to the basket
like
they were in Game 1. Game 1, it just felt like they were miles ahead of LA.
No, but they were making, to your point, they were rotating the ball well, they were passing well, but they were making open shots.
Yep.
They were moving the ball faster than LA could rotate, and LA last night said, not going to happen. We're going to make you, and this is what LA did, we're going to make you throw the ball into this guy.
Right. That's what
they want because he doesn't have any of these moves. And J.J. Redick figured it out like, just jump every fucking screen and make them give him the ball. Because if it's not a lob, he's useless.
Yeah.
He's useless.
Yeah.
And he will. If Minnesota loses this series, I guarantee you, his inability to play on the block will be the reason why. Because J.J. Redick's going to keep doing this until Minnesota does something about it.
Right. And they're going to need somebody else to step up, right?
Yes, they are.
Anthony Edwards will be able to he'll be fine. He'll be like the Luka in the series.
He'll play better at home.
Yep.
But they need someone else.
We haven't seen Austin Reeves go over 25 yet in this series.
No, Austin has yet to have a game.
He has yet to have a game. I think they tried to get him going yesterday. He made like 4 or 5 threes. He missed better, 4 in a row.
But he wasn't,
But he wasn't.
Minnesota,
taking him more to the cup.
Minnesota knows they can't stop the other two.
He was also taking it on Rudy.
He was. Everybody, you and I can take it on Rudy. At 50, I can take it on Rudy. Rudy sucks. Okay, this kid, I can't. What a waste of space. I swear to God. Porzingis tonight. He's 7'3". He gets the ball down there. He turns off the glass. Boom. No dribble. Nothing. Mm-hmm. All you can do is foul him.
Yep.
That's why can't Gobert learn to? This is not hard to do.
Yep.
It's not hard to do, and it's frustrating because you see the screen coming, like, oh, for Christ's sake. Because you're watching it and you know LA's going to jump the screen because they're not going to let him hit 21 threes again. So it's got to go to him going to the basket. And if the guy can't turn, this is what LA figured out. If they don't let the guard or whoever has the ball turn and go to the basket, and they force him back, it can't be a lob.
Right.
It won't be a lob.
Right.
So now he's going to catch it somewhere between 5 and 10 feet. Good luck. He can't do anything with it between 5. He can't do nothing. He has no mid-range jump shot. He has nothing. All he can do is pass it back out. That's literally all he can do.
Lakers just got to go there and take one.
Yeah, that's it. And I got news to you. If Minnesota does not figure out a way or hire Kevin McHale, who's from Minnesota, I might add. He used to be the GM.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody to teach this fucking idiot how to catch the ball on the block and turn around and shoot a jump shot.
Yeah.
From 5, because that's all he has to do. And yet, he can't do it. And by the way, LA is not the first team to do this to this team.
Dallas did to him
last year. Same fucking strategy. All J.J. Redick did was pop in the tapes. All right, well, how do they do this on defense? Oh. Because you think I'm making it up? Go watch that series, the conference finals, and go watch what they did to Minnesota, why they, on defense, how they kept them in check. They literally, every time they ran screen and roll, this is what happened. I told J.J. Redick did. He's like, all right, well, they beat him in 5, whatever the fuck. What they do defensively? That's it?
Crazy part, too, is the Lakers only scored 60 points in the final 3 quarters total. So they had that monster first quarter, right, which kind of put the arm's length out. And then
they kept him
even in the fourth quarter, it was like Minnesota had a chance. They had multiple chances to kind of get back in the game.
To get into that lead, and they'd fuck up. They'd do something stupid.
And then it would.
They'd fuck up. They brought out they channeled their inner Memphis Grizzly. Just stupid shit. But again, that's why they're where they are, because they mentally fuck up. And the fact that in 2 years, not one coach on that bench has taught this defensive, whatever he is, taught to make a 5-footer at 7'1".
Right.
Like, how the fuck do these guys still have a job? Because it's not hard to beat that team. Then they lose. I mean, they got Randall, but they lose Cat Towns, who's a better player than Randall. But they get DiVincenzo.
Yep.
It's a 2-for-1. I get why they did it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this kid has had 2 off seasons to develop 2 fucking moves from the block that don't involve a dribble.
Any changes in your prediction? Because I think you were Lakers in 7.
It's still Lakers in 7.
You like it? You still think it's going to be that?
I think LA's going to take 1 there to come back 2-2.
Still going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
I still like the Lakers in 6.
I'll tell you why. Because Minnesota is physical. Minnesota plays good D. They're going to make them work. They're going to continue to make Austin Reeves struggle. He's going to have a hard time with these guys because they can run 4 or 5 guys at him and wear him down. Minnesota has that kind of makeup. But assuming, again, I said the other day, the Lakers are going to win this series.
At him too.
Yeah, Lakers are going to win this series because at the end of the day, they have 2 closers and Minnesota has 1.
Yeah, very simple.
It's that simple. I mean, it'll go 7 because of Minnesota's physicality and their ability to switch out and create matchup problems. But at the end of the day, LA has 2 closers. They have 1. And that's it.
Fair.
And the only way Minnesota wins, I got to say, the only way Minnesota wins the series is if Rudy Gobert suddenly learns how to play on the block. If he can do that, that's the other way they win. I'm not holding my breath because he hasn't done it in 2 years. It ain't going to change in 3 days.
Right.
If he's had 2 years to look at this, and the coaches have had 2 years to look at this, and no one has figured out, why are we teaching him just to catch the ball and turn and shoot off the glass? He's 7'2". Who the fuck is blocking his shot? What guard in this league, not named Derek White? Okay, let's say because Derek White does this kind of shit. But him aside, okay, what guard in this league is going to block his shot on the post? Nobody. There's nothing anybody can do about it.
Yeah.
Okay? But they don't have to because he's not no one's teaching this kid. It's ridiculous. So, and Redick has figured this out because he's not an idiot. Okay? Ginge is like, oh, God, this is all that. He's still doing the same shit now he was doing 2 years ago. Okay, well, when they run this screen, run at the guy so he can't turn the corner, so it can't be a lob, make him the ball back up, and then when they throw it in him, he's now in that 5 to 10 foot range, no man's land, where he can't dribble, he can't shoot, he can't do nothing. He can't do nothing. And that's pathetic. But that's why they're not going anywhere. That's it. So I think LA will still win it in 7. The only way that changes is if Minnesota takes both of them at home.
Right.
But I think LA takes game 3 and Minnesota. I think LA takes game 3 and Minnesota takes game 4 is what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
If you ask my opinion.
I think it will go back to LA tied.
I think it's going to be 2-2. Yeah.
Yep.
So switching gears real quick before we take a break, because I know why you're really watching. You want to see our mock draft tonight because this man and I are going to put Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, take a back seat. Take the law dog and the questionable one are going to answer all the questions and lay down the law tonight on this draft. And I can news for you. We're going to watch what these guys do. And if they're every fucking one that's a bust, because I'm sure it's going to happen. But that'll be segment 2. Switching gears really to the Celtics, who won a big game tonight, 109-100. No Jason Tatum, no problem. Jaylen Brown with 1 leg and a quarter zone shot, 36 points, 10 rebounds.
Killed it.
If that isn't nutting up America, I don't know what is.
I was trying to give the Magic at least a game. You know, Magic would lose this in 5, but
I still think they'll win one in Orlando.
You think so?
Yes, they will. They will. If Jason Tatum can't play, they will.
Yeah,
they will get one.
And I think because Jason Tatum's out, and you got Porzingis getting stitches tonight. And,
well, look, that's the other thing.
That's crazy.
Don't ever anyone in front of me ever call that man soft again. He got hit on the face by a 7-footer, got up, they put a Band-Aid on him, so he go out and shoot the free throws, gets 5, he's back in 20 minutes and comes back out and plays. Don't ever call that guy soft again, because honestly, you don't do that. When you get hit, I've been hit by a guy almost that big. His name was Chris Webber, and I had a concussion. And by the way, that was a screen.
Yeah.
It was a screen. I've played football. I've gotten the...
Chris is a big guy, you know what I mean?
Chris is a large man. And I went off a screen, and I was going full speed covering the guard, and my center didn't call it out, and I ran into him full speed. My ears were ringing for about 10 minutes. Like, I couldn't hear people talk. Like, they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. And you're like, what? Whoa, whoa, whoa. And then I realized something's wrong here. And I played the rest of the game with a concussion. I found out after the game that I had a concussion. I didn't know. But that I've played football. I've gotten in the ring. I've boxed. I have never been hit like that in my life. And I ran into him like it was like running into a brick wall. Okay, so
this Rockets Warriors game's getting physical early there.
And by the way, it is. We are at the Dago Bar, so would there not be Dago Donnie's? Would there not be a Donnie at the Dago Bar?
It's always going to be a Donnie.
We've got game 2 for you, and we'll be keeping you updated throughout the evening. We've got Golden State. Houston is the desperate team tonight. They got to win this game.
They are.
And right now, Golden State using the veteran, the cheat code. They're up 18-10. They're trying to get physical with Steph. A lot of bodies are going to hit the floor in this game, by the way.
Yeah, Houston looks motivated tonight.
Yeah, I wonder what the over-under is going to be on bodies hitting the floor. So Houston is up 18-10 with 5:31 to go in the first quarter. But as far as Celtics tonight go, look, they got physical. The Celtics went to the basket. They took over 30 free throws, which they don't normally do.
That's taking it, yeah, right, because they usually shoot a lot of threes.
They ran them off the lines. Okay. They went to the bat. They took what the defense gave them. Went to the basket, and they still missed. They hit I forget what it was, but they hit like 23 out of 28, whatever it was, which is good. Not super, but it's good. But that's my football stuff. Hold on a second. But just real quick, just so you guys know what happened here, because some donkey's going to say this. By the way, Cleveland is about to go up 2-0, 118-110. Miami fought back and made a game out of it.
Cleveland and OKC, we already told. I think we all agreed it was all going to be sweeps,
We're wondering if anyone's going to force 5. Memphis didn't get beat by 50 last night. They got beat by 19. So I guess that's an improvement. Yeah. But they were in a let's see what happens in Memphis.
Yeah.
Because these teams go home and all of a sudden they get a jolt of.
Sure.
Let's see what happens. I mean, Memphis certainly has the firepower to win a game in this series, especially at home. We'll see what happens. But anyway, going back to the Celtics real quick. They were, where were they? They went to the foul line how many times? They were, where is it? Oh my God, I hate when they do that. We got a full stats. Yeah, they always cut you short on the free throws. The Celtics went to the free throw line 33 times. They were 25 for 33, 75%.
It's big.
It's not great. The Celtics, back in their heyday when the Bird era, they were over 80% as a team.
Sure.
But, that's not terrible.
I think the fact that they're going to the basket, getting drawing contact, and making those free throws, I think that's a
yep.
It's a recipe for success for them.
Pritchard was the bench, 14 points. Corner had 2. Hauser's got to.
It's getting to be summer because we're starting to see some of these mosquitoes.
Yeah, some of those big.
See me doing.
When you see some of the dinosaurs, like you haven't been here in the heat of some of the dinosaurs fly out.
Oh man,
you'll see some of those. But Peyton Pritchard was the bench tonight, 14 points, 6th man of the year, no surprise.
Shout out to Peyton Pritchard, he hustles, man.
But that's because they had
almost like a landslide on that too. I saw.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Brown 36, Derek White 17, Porzingis 20, 10, and 2 blocks. And he was out for a good 10 minutes because he got 5 stitches in the face.
Biggest surprise in that voting was Russell Westbrook only getting 4 votes. That was crazy because I feel like he's had a pretty good year.
Thought he should have got more.
Yeah, just more votes. I mean, not necessarily. I don't think he should have won it.
Pritchard should have won this thing in a landslide. He was from the start to the end. He was consistent.
He was great. Yeah, but no argument on that.
To his point, for Russell Westbrook not to get more than a vote or 2,
that was wild.
He had a hell of a year. He's the reason Denver has a pulse. Let's be honest, because they have something off the bench they haven't had in 2 years. They've got a guy that can give them a jolt. And
speaking of Denver, still are you Nuggets in 6? Was that you?
No, I had the Clippers.
Or you said the Clips? Yeah, the Lob City.
I still have the Clippers.
I'm still rocking with the Nugs.
I said Kawhi Leonard, if he stays healthy. Kawhi Leonard last night.
He was outstanding. I give him credit.
He was Jaylen Brown tonight, but he was 39 points. He was 15 of 19.
He willed them to victory.
But this is who he is when he's healthy. Yeah. And defensively, whoever he guarded.
Yeah.
He's that dude. I said Jaylen Brown is a younger version of him. And yes, he is. They're the same height. They do the same kind of shit. I'm not surprised that the Clips got a split. The Clips, truth be told, should have won game one. It was 20 turnovers. Now Denver, here's the thing about it. Jokic gets a triple-double.
Yeah.
But he has 7 turnovers.
Yeah.
That 7 turnovers.
Every once in a while he has some games like that. He knows. He was not happy about it.
No, and he knows he's screwed up. But the bottom line is, your best player can't have 7 turnovers. No.
We're only missing 2 games, so I gotta save the best for last. So I gotta stand corrected on the Pacers Bucks. I thought this would go 7. Bucks would get this, and I haven't seen anything from the Bucks. I brought in Dame out of desperation, and they don't have any answer.
I think I said Indiana in 6 because I think Giannis will get 2. Now, to be fair, and I agree with everything you just said, but to be fair, Dame came back last night. It was his first game back in who knows how long. Rusty, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, he was quite rusty.
He will play better in Milwaukee.
Yes.
He will, and they'll get at least 1 there. But I think they could get 2. They're not going to win this series unless somebody gets hurt on Indiana. But Indiana's chirping. They're giving it to them.
They are,
They're
and I would say that's the series where out of all the ones that I watch, like I'm pretty confident with all the rest of my picks, but that's the one where I go, man, I misinterpreted this series big time because I thought there was going to be more out of the Bucks. I expected more, and
I think they're going to win too.
I thought they were going to win the series. I knew it was going to be difficult, and they would have to do it in 7, but. It could still happen, but I haven't seen anything from the first 2 games that have indicated that they're going to win.
If they come back 2-2,
then it's
Game 5 is the series.
Game 5 series, yep.
The winner, whenever a series is tied at 2, the team that wins Game 5, I think, wins. It's funny. Teams that go up 2-0 win 85% of the time. Teams that go up 3-2 win like 88% of the time. So usually, if it comes back 2-2, Game 5 is everything. And that's when, at Dame time, who will now have had 3 games under his belt, maybe you see a 30-piece from him.
You ever taken your hand and put it over a fire? Mm-hmm. That's what the Knicks are doing against the Pistons right now.
The Knicks are lucky it's not 0-2.
If
we're being honest,
this is a dangerous series. The Knicks are going into LCA tomorrow night.
The Knicks are in trouble.
Little Caesars Arena, for those who don't know.
I said to Tommy, we did the show on Monday. Mm-hmm. I said, actually, we did Sunday night. I said to Tommy on Sunday night's show, you can look back. I said, if the Knicks lose Game 2, all bets are off. All bets are off.
Yeah, they're flirting with danger. I could see.
Little Lofi went down.
He did.
Little Lofi went down. We'll find him between them.
We'll find him.
Little Lofi will be fine.
I'm just saying they could go down 2-1. Knicks could go down 2-1.
The Knicks can lose this series.
They can lose this series.
I'll be very clear. This series right now is a coin flip.
It is.
It's a coin flip.
It is.
I thought the Knicks would go up 2-0. I thought Detroit would win the next 2-2, but the Knicks I thought would wear them down.
I still like the Knicks in 6, but I'm going to tell you this.
I don't.
It's not if the Pistons win tomorrow and they got to win 4 in a row.
I got news for you. There's a problem here. There's a matchup problem here.
Yes.
Okay.
Cade Cunningham.
It's not just him. It's not just him. I said they had 8 guys averaging. The Knicks had. This is an entire team. He's just the catalyst. He's the straw that stirs drink. He is a willing passer, which is what makes them even more dangerous. He won't go into Hun mode. Like, he's perfectly happy getting 12 to 15 assists. He's got no problem with it. That's the Knicks' problem.
One of the zoned-in things that I thought was that I heard today from your boy Scal. He goes, Cat seems very comfortable on that three-point line. Like, he don't want to go inside.
This is the other thing.
He don't want to mess around with.
You saw the
is it Jalen Duren who's guarding him from the Pistons?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know, but he doesn't want to go in there.
Oh, it's Tobias.
Tobias.
He wants none of Tobias.
Tobias Harris is a dog.
And I'm not sure why, but that's a problem. And there's a lot of. I mean, obviously, we know Brunson's ball dominant anyway, but
the thing is, your second best player can't in a playoff game take a single shot in the fourth quarter.
Right, he can't be sitting on that 3 line all day.
No,
you know what I mean.
Your second best player, you can't not take a shot in the entire fourth quarter. Are you crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy.
When was the last time that fucking happened? Somebody give me the tape on the last time that actually fucking happened. I don't know when that's happened. I've never heard of it.
And they need a third guy to show up. I mean, obviously he can't show up, but right.
He was way below his average.
Sure.
If he had showed up, they could have won. He didn't show up. And again, if Tobias Harris is getting in his head and dancing around,
it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be an interesting game tomorrow night. Like, that's what I'm really going to watch. I'm really excited about
that series right now is a coin flip.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you right now. I said to Tommy, if I assume the Knicks were going to go up 2-0, but if they said, God, don't let them win game 2. If they win game 2, and let's be honest here, the Knicks are 1 run away from being down 0-2. Mm-hmm. They were down 8 going into that fourth quarter.
They were. Detroit dominated the whole game.
They had a 21-0 run. That is the only reason it's not 0-2 right now.
That's a massive low on the Pistons.
And I think Tommy,
21-0.
The redoubtable one, I think deep down he knows it.
Yeah.
He knows that there probably should be 0-2 right now. Yep. This is not good.
No.
The Knicks better win game 3. If they go down 2-1, game 4 will be more on pressure on them than on Detroit's playing with house money here. There's no pressure on Detroit, which is the other thing. You're not going to make them wet themselves. They're not supposed to be here.
Right.
They're having a good time. Okay?
Right. Yep.
So you're not going to. No, the Knicks got to get game 3. Yep. Game 3 to me I will say this. Game 3 to me is the series. Whoever wins game 3 is winning the series.
Yep.
I'll tell you that right now.
Just like if Milwaukee wins 2 in a row, game 5 will be the series.
Game 5 will be the series. But for this series right here, if the Knicks don't win game 3, I think they're losing in 6. I think they'll lose. They'll go down 3-1.
Yeah.
They'll win game 5 in New York by the skin of their teeth, and Detroit will close them out in 6.
That was a hard fall by Butler. Butler fell right on his back. I mean, that was bad. When they replay this, I don't think you saw it.
Was it dirty?
I don't think so. No, I think they were both just going for it, but he did not land well. That was not good.
And by the way, Maurice Caldwell-Pope, dirty.
Oh, you're talking about KCP.
Orlando.
Kentavious Caldwell.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Call him dirty motherfucker.
He's a dirty guy.
Dirty motherfucker. Look at. You know the saying. 1's a fluke, 2's a trend, 3's a problem. He was the one who grabbed Tatum's elbow the other night. He is the one who went after Al Horford and tried to trip him up the sideline.
That's falling right on your bum.
Yeah, the bum. The tailbone. That's not. The tailbone hurts. You ever landed on your tailbone?
Oh, God.
Fucking hurts. That's one of the worst pains there is, landing on your tailbone. Oh, it's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
I feel like these things are breeding out here tonight.
They're watching. They know the show's on. They know who we are. But anyway, we're going to take a break. Come back. Segment 2, our NFL, the first annual mock draft. Law Dog and me are going to break down the entire first round. We're going to go team by team. We're going to fight. We're going to argue. We're going to agree. We're going to disagree. Actually, no, we don't disagree.
We don't disagree.
We don't disagree. We're going to discuss. Okay? But we're not going to do it alone. We're going to have a little bit of help. Segment 2 coming right up.